politics that we see today and the Progressive Party that is now the Democratic Party. That's special.
You like
that's special. Look at that.
What else would you expect from the Live Free or Die state?
Well, they should be able to be better than Vermont and syrup.
Not quite. I have to admit to you, we're a little bit behind this year. We're number 2.
That's ridiculous. It's shameful. We should throw your asses out of the union.
Of course. And the other thing is that in Vermont, and we tried to pass this, but it didn't quite happen, they do not need a permit for concealed carry. They just either open or close carry.
But hey, and that's the way it should be.
It should be, but you know, we're.
So do you have questions for me, or do you just want me to do more readings? The cat in the hat.
Well, I do have questions.
1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish.
Tony has this outlook on life.
Oops,
he is one of
I did it again. I'm now doing Britney Spears. I played with your heart. Got lost in the game. We also have ooh baby. Like
he has this
don't ask how I know that.
Charisma
Don't ask.
that's as big as all outdoors, and he knows it. But every time we get together, we just have fun. We light a smile up on each other's faces. So you know, I enjoy having
Speak for
you
yourself.
here. Well,
I'm just waiting for something good to come along.
I will say that my friend Diane from New Hampshire, who is down here from the seacoast.
Right, betting, right?
Diane, I was going to say Diane Gilbert, but that's not it.
No.
Diane Miller.
Okay.
And your producer kind of looked at the two of us last night when we met up by happenstance that we kind of went on a tear, and I think the two of us surprised the both of them.
How so?
A little bit of a run.
Because we're joyous people. We enjoy each other. I love what you guys do. Absolutely love what you guys do.
Well, we are happy warriors, and we love to be able to talk about ways. And I'm going to ask you this.
You can ask me this, and then I'm done with you.
No, you're not. Have
you given to GraniteRock.com?
You'll come back. You always do. Anyways.
Don't give to Granite Rock, and Obama eats another puppy.
Dog. It's what's for dinner.
Wow.
Anyway.
I've never made an Obama dog joke in my life until then. Until right then. That's my first. That's what you get. That's what you bring out in me. Just, you know, for the record.
Well, tell me what you really feel about Mr. Obama.
No. What was your question? Was that your question?
No, it's not my question.
Okay, what is your question?
As you've been walking around the halls here, you've had quite a bit of a number of interviews from what I've seen on the show. You kind of hit away on me last night.
Right.
Nah, you're not good enough.
How am I here?
You're here.
Am I here?
But this isn't your show.
Well, that's all right.
You're trying hard though to make it your show.
Absolutely not.
And you did it.
I'm
right
trying to make it entertaining.
I'm
trying to make it enjoyable.
I love it every time you look into the camera and say 5 for 5.
Seriously, who loves you more than me?
My wife.
Well, good point. Good point.
And she's listening.
Okay. Hi.
The most esteemed wife, TMEW.
It's nice to know you didn't settle. Excuse me.
Anyways, what are some of the hot topics that are going on that you hear by circumstance here at Americans for Prosperity? What do you think of the tenor of the attendees?
You know, I think it was right online. No, it was CPAC. Go back to CPAC 2012. I think you were there.
I was not.
Okay, forgive me. I was there in February, and the feel that you got then was that these people are ready. That they're very much. It's one thing to say engaged. I mean, this group of people is the hyper engaged, right? They know what's going on, but they felt good. They were happy. They were upbeat. They were joyous at CPAC, and so we've now been at Right Online together.
Yes, we have.
And now here, I haven't seen that dissipate at all. There's this wonderful level of we're ready to get this done. We're ready to do this. And there are new faces, and there are new people, and people become these real experts in the grassroots in terms of how you precinct walk, how you phone bank, how you vet candidates to move them up the line to be your candidates, to be your elected officials, and how you keep their feet to the fire. And almost this recognition that people understand, okay, this is the job. When we say to secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, this is what it means. It means every day. We're in the fight, and that hasn't changed in months, and that's kind of the vibe I'm getting here as well.
Well, last night originally I was going to go to one of the local parks and do the man in the street interview. What is your version of the American dream, and how does that differ, you think, from the Obama administration's version of the American dream?
I can answer that question.
I will ask you, and then I will give you a little story about what I found among the attendees here last night.
All right, what did they tell you?
They all said it is for us to decide our life's path. That is our American dream. To be able to work hard, sometimes lose, but also to win. But it's done on our terms and on the government's. And they said basically Obama's vision is that government is going to be inserted into everybody's life to an extreme that we have never known before. But here's the catch. Off camera when they went, to do a little bit of a chit chat, I will tell you that they were thoughtful when I asked them what is your American dream. They were joyous, and words I think that would apply here, in talking about that in reverent terms. But as soon as we asked them about Obama's vision, there was a change in their demeanor, and they are angry about what they feel is being taken away from them without their input. And going off camera, these are Tea Party 912ers and constitutionalists who have said, we don't need the big rallies anymore, we don't have to gather. Let the mainstream media I spoke with two couples. One is it helped to defeat Richard Lugar, Wardock elected, and they were absolutely joyous about that. So it isn't just Democrats, they're also going after establishment Republicans. And then another set of folks from Texas who are still giddy over, we worked our tails off
for Ted Cruz or Dave Duvers.
For Ted Cruz. And you know, the joy that came into their eyes, and both of these couples, older couples, they'd never done this stuff before in their life. They looked at me and said, we've never done this, ever. But you know something? We have to. And that's the attitude that I saw in almost all of those folks. And from what you're saying the same thing?
Yeah, you know, you asked the question, what is the American dream? And what was what's Obama's view of the American dream? Is that the question?
Contrast your version of the American dream with what you think the Obama's administration.
And my answer was to you, and it's funny that you gave that answer. The American dream is none of your business, and Obama's answer to the American dream is what he tells you it is. And that's exactly what we don't want. And here you are talking to people who you don't know, and they want to be able to live their life their way, and they don't want other people to tell them how to live their life. There is nothing more to that. We take a look at this whole Chick-fil-A controversy. We take a look at how the response is. The conservative, the independent, the free and thinking people of America want people to be able to speak whether they agree or disagree with them. The progressive says we disagree with you and therefore we want to silence you completely.
Correct.
And we see this everywhere. And they can't defend it. They can't defend Joe Moreno of Chicago. They can't defend Tom Menino of Boston. They can't defend Rahm Emanuel. They can't defend Christine Quinn, the New York City councilwoman who asked New York University to get rid of the only Chick-fil-A in New York, one on their campus. So I couldn't agree more with that sentiment, and I couldn't agree more that people are seeing that their work still has a result. There is this tangible to Richard Murdoch in Indiana, to Ted Cruz in Texas, that their work begot a result, that you can change the system, that you can make it better, that your vote does matter, that it has value, that you have value, that your thoughts have value, and that there are millions of people all around the country who are like you, no matter what the mainstream liars say in the media. That's a special moment.
I think you just repeated a phrase, and I think that has had great
Is it let's donate $5,000 to Granite Crock in the next 5 minutes?
No, that hasn't made
phrase?
I like that.
It's in the upper left-hand corner. Is upper left-hand corner?
Upper right-hand.
Upper right-hand corner, because nothing here is on the left. Nothing here is on the left. If the donate button was on the left, no one would do it. GraniteCrock.com, GraniteCrock.com. Give the money now. If you don't want to give it there, TonyKatz.com.
The phrase was, they're not alone.
No.
And it really was. I think it came off first with Glenn Beck. You are not alone. And I think these people understood that I was asking and interviewing last night. Skip, why are you doing this? Because I want more people to see they are not alone. And they get that. They get that. But for so often, and for so long, we've been put into this little corner. Would you agree with me that phrase, you are not alone, is one of the biggest catalysts on the conservative side?
I used it, and it's one of my like major tea parties in Los Angeles in September of 2009. That was 9/12 was, and we did it in Los Angeles. I absolutely, positively believe it. It's one of the reasons that I disagree with many of my Tea Party contemporaries on the idea of should we still have rallies. They say, oh, rallies are dead, passe. Don't get me wrong. We are now into the precinct walking. We're into how you really engage candidates, making sure there's no voter fraud, etc. But the right to peacefully assemble is in the Constitution for a reason. And it's because the show of force still works. There's a value to it. The show of force forces a response. And the force is not a violent force. The force is just seeing all those people, that sea of humanity. It does. It forces a response from politicos and from the press, etc. It is important. And the idea, the ability to touch other people, that really matters quite a lot.
Would you consider that the Chick-fil-A day yesterday, where or on Wednesday, where conservatives came out, lined up all over the place in their cars, waiting for 3 hours sometimes just to buy a simple chicken sandwich? Isn't that a show of force?
Absolutely, positively. And when you think about what the progressives did, because they could have had a conversation there. Oh, this is Dan Capio, this is Chick-fil-A. We don't want to engage the idea of a theocracy in America. We think people should be able to live free and live their lives. They could have made that spin, but they decided they're elected officials because deep down the vitriol trumps everything, and they want to be the thought police. They want to control your actions. It's obvious by their actions, especially when you see what Joe Moreno did, especially when you see what Tom Menino was talking about. They want to control what you say and think. And they lost the conversation, turned it from a conversation about gay marriage to a conversation about free speech. And then you got these hundreds of thousands of people all across the country who said, wait, all I have to do is have dinner and I get to make a statement?
Correct.
I'll wait an extra 10 minutes in my car. How easy it was for them. I was discussing this with my father. He's in his 70s. These are people who are gonna go out to eat anyway. These are the people who work. These are the people who have a disposable income, and they'll go to Chick-fil-A anyway, and they'll take their kids there, whatever. You mean all I have to do is show up and I make a statement? I didn't have to go to a rally. I didn't have to paint a sign. I didn't have to walk anywhere. I didn't have to make a phone call. I didn't have to send out an email. All I have to do is eat chicken and a waffle fry? Seriously, the left couldn't make it easier if they wanted to. And by the way, they're kissing today. What's the lead story of today? 8.3% unemployment.
Yes.
They can't even pick a day.
Well, not only that, but you've probably seen the video that's gone viral of Adam Smith.
He got fired.
He got canned. He got canned.
Now,
and for the people who are listening, it is up on Granite Rock. Adam Smith, former CFO of Avante.
Is it Vante or Vente? One or the other.
All I know is that when I went to call them and I wanted to get their contact information, the server had crashed. Already. That alone told you there's a problem. And what this guy did is he drove his car up to the drive-in window of a local Chick-fil-A restaurant and basically whipsawed the poor girl.
Berated.
Another way of putting it. How could you work as a...
Well, some of us speak in New Hampshire talk, some of us speak in America talk, and we don't say whipsaw. We don't say that. I don't know. I wasn't sure exactly what that was.
It was a wicked bad thing that he did.
It was wicked.
And he showed who really is the hater in all of that.
And here's the best part. There are people out there who say, wait a second, isn't this free speech right? And my answer is the progressive answer, which is yes, but free speech has consequences. People can react to it. When he was speaking, he wasn't speaking just for himself. He forgot that he speaks for an entire organization. Dan Cappy was speaking. But is he speaking for that girl who handed him a free water? How dare you? Shame on you. How can you work here? Was he really speaking for her and her beliefs? Of course not. So I reject any claim the left wants to make that this guy shouldn't have been fired. Vente or Vante, however you say it, has the right to do what they want to do to protect their image and protect their brand. And I say good for them for making a decision to protect their brand. They didn't necessarily have to fire him, but they saw fit that their brand mattered and that their business mattered. I like that.
Very well said.
Thank you, and I'm done with you now because have we raised $5,000?
I don't.
Where's the tote board?
The tote board.
You got a tote board girl out here? You get something?
Well, let me see if the emails have come in. I don't think so just yet.
Seriously?
That's okay.
Seriously? Are the people of Granite Rock letting me down? I will come out there.
Is that the difference?
You would.
I would.
Well, tell you what, we're planning on doing an event with Heritage and with Franklin Center. We're going to do some training.
Nice.
And do some grassroots.
I could teach people how to properly smoke cigars, light cigars, enjoy cigars, how to properly sip their scotch with a cigar so nothing spills, and how not to burn anybody next to them. So I can be part of that training. Sure. Done.
This, my friends, is the Tony Katz that I know. Tony, I want to say thank you very much for
Pleasure,
taking
my
a few
friend.
minutes with Granite Rock. This has been a fun time.
I love the grok. I'm crazy nutso about the grok. I absolutely love what you guys do.
Well, thank you. And you only get to see a part of what we do, because a lot of what we do has nothing to do with Granite Rock. We are all political activists helping out individuals and other organizations. We don't just tap on the keyboards at night. We go out and do the scut work.
I don't see $5,000 raised for Granite Rock. I'm coming to New Hampshire. I'm going door to door.
I'll take
I'm
that
going
camera
door to door.
that I have lent to you in the past, and I will.
Hi, I'm here to collect your donation to Granite Rock. Maybe you didn't hear me. I said I'm here to get your donations to Granite Rocks.
Wow, you sound like somebody from Chicago.
How dare you? That's just awful. Thank you, man. Thank you, guys.
Tony, thank you very much. Tony Katz, nationally recognized talk show host and a Granite Rock friend.
Donate now.
Absolutely. Take
Croc tape.